Partnered by Times Influence.
In its fourth year, the Brand Vision Summit continues to curate thought-provoking conversations as well as honoring some of the best brands and influencers in the country. A panel of thought leaders came together to discuss the importance of sustainability for companies and how they are incorporating it into their processes. The panelists were Sujit Paul, MD, Stay Happy; Praveen Kumar Nedungadi, MD and COO, Incredible India Projects; and Goldie Nagdev, MD, Haridarshan Group.
You know, the topic is really interesting because sustainability really defines how businesses are going to survive in the long term. And it is absolutely critical. And there are three important markers, I believe, for a business, which is perhaps profitability, continuous growth, and survival. And we're going to shed light definitely on all three of them, and also respond to the importance of, now looking at the society and the environment you operate in, and how to take care of all stakeholders that are associated with your brand. So gentlemen, welcome to this panel discussion. Let me begin by, asking Mr. Nagdev, you are a part of a group that has a legacy that has been going on for decades now. And sustainability, we all understand, has become an essential ingredient in long-term success of a company, if I may say so. You think businesses have started to realize that, or businesses always knew, but it has come into action currently? Because it is definitely not a new phenomenon.
Samriddhi, like you rightly said, I believe businesses have always known the importance of sustainability, right? And, sustain, the word literally means to continue. And I guess all of us, when we start our businesses, we set businesses, continuity and perpetuality of the business is one of the main goals that we have.
Right.
So, yeah, that's the most important thing. And again, now there is a greater emphasis on sustainability because, you include more and more of external factors. So it's about, your society, environment, economics, the planet, and, most importantly, the principles and practices now.
So, Mr. Praveen, then challenges perhaps, to take care of all stakeholders associated with the brand now needs to be embedded in your company, because your stakeholders are not just your end consumers, but also your employees, your distributors, your retailers, everything who's connected with the chain.
Very true, because to reach the highest level of growth or to the highest level of profitability or whatever you call it, you must take care of the people. I mean, not only people who are associated with you, those who are working for the organization, the customers are also very important. Unless they are given the best or they get value for the money, they will not come back to you.
Right. Dr. Sujit, I want to come to you because, healthcare is a completely different domain. What is really sustainability and the ability to sustain in healthcare would actually mean?
At this point of time, I'm part of Stay Happy Pharmacy, where our only objective is to offer high quality medicines at affordable prices. So definitely, as a definition of sustainability for us would be to ensure that at the nook and corner of the country, we hand over these high quality medicines at the true prices to the end consumer. And once that happens, I think we should be sustainable. But if you really think of the healthcare as a parameter, then healthcare is much more than pharmacy. It's about hospitals, the clinics, the health insurance, and so on and so forth. So sustainability in totality would only mean that we offer the truest healthcare what we should offer to the end consumer or the patient that would make them real meaning, and that would not only be affordable but should also be of world class and quality. And that is exactly what we do at Stay Happy as well. We offer genuine, true, high quality medicines at a very, very affordable prices, which is the mantra for sustainability for us.
So then in this volatile environment that we're talking about, is sustainability all about brand building, if I may say so?
Very strong, very, very true. I think brand building plays a very, very strong parameter in healthcare. You must have seen the current trends of health insurance, the hospitals, the clinics, what's going through in the country. The brand valuation and brand building is on a stupendous outlook in the country. That's what's happening. Same for pharma retail. I think it's all about how powerful we build the brand, and thereby, on years ahead, the brand value and the brand salience really commands the true story of sustainability for the same.
Mr. Nagdev, would you agree? Is it all about brand building?
Apparently, yes and no, both. So while brand building is a vital parameter for any business, or where you interact with the consumer, that's the differentiation. But I would like to say another critical element, or say elements, is relevance of your product or service to the end consumer and to the channel that delivers it to the end consumer. Second is your value system, right? What your brand and the company stands for, as in what need am I meeting and how truthfully do I do that. And third is continuous dosage of innovation to the whole process.
Right. Mr. Kumar, I'm going to touch upon the point that Mr. Nagdev really talked about is innovation. And in real estate, I think that is perhaps taking a lot of precedence when we are coming to investors and your customers is concerned. Does sustainability give a chance to innovation to thrive, or innovation will actually make you sustained?
See, innovation is 100% required, but the most important is timing. Whenever we are talking about anything, timing is very, very important. See, even when we talk about the sports person or anybody, what requires in life is timing of the decision. So whenever we are talking about innovation also, timing is very, very important. See, look at all the sports stars, starting from Sachin Tendulkar to John McEnroe, or maybe the greatest footballers. What they had, when you look at them, it is they have innovated the things for the sports, but along with that, the timing was very, very important.
Is that in your hands, the timing?
Yes, timing is very important. See, what you plan, whenever you are doing whenever you are putting an innovative idea, whether the market is ready to accept that innovation, that is very, very important. So when we talk about innovation, when we talk about practical innovation, the timing has to be perfect for experimenting and putting your innovation in place. That is what is my feeling, and that gives me a lot of confidence when I think of an innovation, whether the market is ready, the time is ready to accept that innovation, whether it is real estate, whether it is any other industry.
Mr. Nagdev, let me ask you, how do you see technology playing a role? Because everybody is now, under that wave of digital and under the wave of using technology to grow. How do you see that as a key enabler when we're talking about survival and survival of the fittest?
Like they say, survival of the fittest, I say technology is the weapon, because that gives you the edge. And every business uses technology today to some degree. And the extent of the technology depends on business to business. I mean, mine at one end is a traditional business. Incense has been used for 5,000 years. Yeah. But we also see what technology could be used in seeing this product as a proper FMCG thing. So, right from the product development, consumer trials, fragrances, better packaging, more importantly, better communication with the channels in the end consumer, transportation, promotions. So now today, one of the key tools of promotion that we use for a traditional product is digital and social marketing, and that offers us magnificent returns.
On that note, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me on this very invigorating panel. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Brand Vision Summit 2018-2019. Our next panel had sector experts come together to discuss leadership and innovation in business. The panelists were Satya Vadlamani, CMD Murli Krishna Pharma; Subhashish Nath, founder and mentor, Global Risk Management Institute; Saurabh Agarwal, Director, Kamdhenu Group; Deepak Agarwal, MD, Kazo Fashion; Rajneesh Bhatia, Vice Chairman, Trident; and Chetan Shah, Vice Chairman, Marathon Group.
Many of the most highly successful business leaders, well-intentioned industry luminaries, often find that innovation strategies simply do not always succeed. In fact, many of them fail dramatically, which leads us to ask the question, how can we better set up our own companies for success? How can we improve the odds of our own innovation strategies in the context of business? To tackle this very topic, fortunately, I'm joined by a panel of industry luminaries and legends. So to kick off the conversation, my first question, Subhashish, is for you, and that is there sort of a natural tension that exists between the core function of the business and the desire to innovate? Is there a conflict of interest inherently built in that dynamic?
In fact, I would sort of start by saying that disruption is really the new constant. And when I say that, it literally means disruption at every level. Operating models, business models, new products, customer experience. Fundamentally today is a world of disruption. And therefore, as leaders, if you want to be the one who's differentiated, if you want to be the one who sort of is 3 steps ahead, I think innovation is just an absolute inevitable must. It's not even a choice. You choose not to innovate at your own peril. I think that's how I would put it. And I would almost say that leaders who can't get their organizations and their set of leaders in the organization to truly, passionately believe in the need for innovation, they're going to struggle. Because they're going to find someone who's possibly going to be a newer player, a newer kid on the block, but are going to do far better. And that's really my take on it.
But to counter-argue that, innovation, some would say, is inherently risky. There's, of course, a financial risk. There is an execution risk. There's possibly also the risk of discouraging your own team by sending the signal that their core competencies are no longer required. So Satya, how does a person in a position of leadership like yourself help mitigate the risks that surround innovation strategies?
I would answer this first by stating, I am in a field that calls for innovation every day. That is pharmaceuticals. In pharma, every day we require new things, new products, and because the drugs vary, you've got new drugs combating the new diseases. So innovation for us is a keyword, and for us, without innovation, the business dies. So there are risks involved. I'm not denying it. There are lots of risks involved, but then it is people who are going to be good leaders, as Subhashish put it, should have the passion for wanting to try out new things. Yes, we need to look into the fact that we need to mitigate our risks. We cannot just take risks. Risks need to be mitigated. We need to calculate. But having said that, risks are essential. That madness, that innovation, that madness and that passion are all required if you want to lead a strong company. A leader is not one person who just runs a company. A leader is one who ensures the growth of the company, and growth lies through innovation. I don't think it hurts the core competency of people, because I believe that people also learn. Even the team learns. They learn to upgrade themselves. And as a leader, it's your job to ensure that people also learn to upgrade.
What happens when innovation goes wrong? How does the person in the position of leadership course correct?
Innovation is very much connected to leadership in regard to how it goes, because innovation is very much also connected to not only looking into the experienced talent, it is also to give a chance to the newcomers, the new talent. And this is, I think, the starting of the innovation is, I would say, innovation to find a new talent, because the talent which is new coming in is, of course, can be sometimes much better be performing than the experienced ones. And especially in our industry, it is so important that you really have to always hunt for the right new talent. And especially as a leader, it becomes sometimes very difficult because there are experienced people on the board, and you really need to make a choice that, okay, you have to give a project to the one who is new, maybe not that experienced, but has that power and passion to take it forward into a different way.
Well, many mid-level managers within companies that are perhaps leading an innovation project internally might be of the view that it's extremely difficult to get senior management buy-in and therefore foster a culture of innovation internally. You know, Chetan, would love your thoughts on that.
See, innovation just for the sake of innovation may not be a great idea. But innovation needs to lead to one of the three things, either the cost reduction or time improvement, the time to delivery, and third is, of course, customer experience. So when we look at it from that perspective, at Marathon, what we do is we have all various levels of management which will seek ideas from the people on the job, that is from the site or from the design team or from HR. So once we get those ideas, then the smaller teams actually would want to deliberate on that and then come up with 3 or 4 big ideas and which we implement every year.
Members of the millennial generation would perhaps make the case that typical top-line management techniques like managing for metrics, managing for ROI, managing against deliverables, they simply do not encourage innovation. Love your take on that and how you've worked around that in the context of your own organization.
Coming from the sales side, I would say the one question we always face, I think typically from our customers, is what's new? So what's new only talks about innovation and bringing in innovation. So I think basic things like the standard product and the quality are now given in this world. We are from in textiles, so I always, when I give example of innovation, I challenge my team, will towels be only used for bathing? Or as an example, tomorrow we might have scented towels and they might take on the perfume industry, and Caso might have a tough time when the towels come in and we have scented towels. We might have bed sheets which start monitoring your sleeping pattern. So I think innovation is all about changing, and with the young millennials, coming to your question, I think it is very different than our times. When I joined as a youngster, it was very simple that you had to just get a job. No, they are not looking for a job now. If you offer them pay, they ask what is my purpose. So they don't talk about just pay. The toughest thing to do is share the leadership space. So I think we as an organization are continuously trying to evolve, to learn and share this leadership space. And when I say leadership space, what I mean by this is that you learn to subordinate to them wherever you feel that they have higher potential than you have.
Fascinating, and you know, sort of that's a perfect segue to my next question to you, which is what sort of incentivization structures are required to really foster a culture of innovation internally within the organization?
According to me, innovation is our necessity in the modern world. Without innovation, we might not survive. And to do a good innovation, we need a great leader. Without great leader, that is not possible. We all have different ideas in our mind, but how to cultivate that idea? How to innovate a product? How to innovate a new technique? The most important thing for that is to get the right talent. Secondly, just to provide right atmosphere, right working conditions to the talent. And thirdly, the most important part of a leader is to motivate that talent. Only then we can get a good innovation. It's very easy to copy a product, but that product can only be successful when the leadership is there.
And with that, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and you know, we wish you all continued success.
On our next episode, a panel of experts talks about the ease of doing business in India, and some of the best brands and influencers are felicitated.